you should flip it. Nah, same thing.
Yeah. What's up, Lance? Good day, everyone. Welcome to Monday. We're working on this. This is a G37. Hey, from Israel. What's happening? So this is an interesting one because it's obviously a little bit older car. No, this is the factory bracket here, and then these are cut out on the CNC. So the centerpiece is still stuck to the board. So, but no reason to 3D print these, because I would have had to be all this, but this is just a flat panel, so there's no reason to go that crazy on it. Yeah, definitely pick your battles. More of the same. Yeah. So here's it in the door. So this is a weird one though. So this was supposed to be a 6x9. According to the sheet, it was supposed to be a 6x9. Clearly, it was not a 6x9. Actually, it turned out to be...
It looks like a 6x9.
Turned out to be this monstrosity. So there's one of these in each one of the doors. And you'd think, oh my God, that is fantastic, right? That would be so cool. All right. So, but then you come over and you look at the door and you realize that a quarter, that's like a piece of pizza. That's literally a quarter of the speaker is coming through the door. The rest of this is not. So I was like, well, that's really stupid. Like, why would you even bother? Because you're not going to get all the sound from it. It's half of it's blocked off. So anyways, the original plan was to put a 6x9 in the door, because that's what the thing called for. Ow. There's also one in the rear deck that we took out. So this is the door panel here. So this is definitely not getting a 6x9, because there is absolutely no room for that. So this immediately went to the morel 8-inch, and then we moved the morel 8-inch over to where the grill can actually get sound through the door. And then we put the tweeter up here in the factory mount. So 8-inch morel mid bass, tweeter 450. I think it's a 450. Anyways, the morel tweeter that comes with it is up there. So another set of morels for the win. And the front here. The other thing too is this is getting a new radio, which is fun. This is going to be a metric kit that is very iData centric, but it only works with a Pioneer. So the top screen comes out, Pioneer goes in, the factory bezel goes back in place. It's actually a really nice kit. Controls, air conditioner, and all that fun stuff all work from like all the factory knobs, all the stuff all works, which is really cool. Tested that out this morning because I don't trust. I have trust issues. Anyway, so like all of these all the air conditioner works on this, volume control works on this, track up and down work on this. Then they give you a new centerpiece here with the hazard switch, because the factory one has all the navigation and stuff on it here, which obviously you can't have. This is the 2-piece Pioneer, which is specifically designed for this kit. So this is the DMH WC5700 NEX. Anyways, so that's in there. We'll show you more of that functionality tomorrow when we get it all put together and whatnot. This was a Bose system, as we saw from the giant speaker in the door that did no good. This is the amplifier. Look at the size of this thing. Like compared to the size of this thing's huge. Which is cool, because it goes up into the rear deck. And it's mounted to this panel here. And you'll notice there's this black stuff on here that's actually felt tape. The amplifier is going to go like this and attach to it. And then this whole piece with the amplifier attached to it, facing the right direction, so the heatsink will be up. This will just slide right in. So it goes right here. Nice big hole. And then this has these little teeth on it. So this comes up in like this, and it locks into the car, and the amplifier will hang down, and then you won't even know there's an amplifier in here. Now, the only bad part was they don't make any harnesses for this car at all. So, what we did is we redid all the we redid them. So these are our, this is everything we need right here. So here's the remote turn on, and here's our front tweeter, and here's our front mid bass. The rears were looped together, so the radio would be powering the rears, and that was all done on the harness before it all got reassembled. So the only thing we have are these guys right here. We'll be running, this will be a front stage upgrade, so 1 and 2 on the tweeters, 3 and 4 on the mid. And we'll run back RCAs. So, and then everything will just slide right into place. Powering, everything's coming up the driver's side, so that'll be that. Remove stock GABL with flax coaxials. Thank you. Oh, fantastic. That sounds wonderful. I have looked for an adapter for the rear tweeter loop on the 14 Crew Max with JBL. Do you make a custom adapter? I've looked everywhere, thanks.
The Toyota?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Toyota is the regular
Metro piece. Metro.
loop.
Yeah.
What year?
That's a 2014. That might be older. But I mean, I thought it was the same. You've looked at Metro? Really? The other thing too, a lot of the times with Toyota, is that it's on the back of the tweeter. It's not actually part of the tweeter, and it just comes off. Like you can just take it off of the tweeter and plug it back in, and you're golden. So that just, one of those two things is going to be it. It's not a Toyota. It says it's a Toyota. Well, what is it? Oh, Chevy Crew Max. Oh. With JBL? How does a Chevy have JBL?
No, Chevy never had JBL though.
I'm confused. Chevys all have Bose. Yeah, they don't. Yeah. Oh, it's Toyota.
Huh? Jesus Christ. Come on, people.
I'll try the tweeter thing. You guys are killing me over here. It's Monday. It's too early for this crap. Hit this up like middle of the week kind of thing. All right, so that's what's going on with this thing. So tomorrow we'll come in and we'll take a look at it. Also, for subwoofers, getting 2 P210s and a back in the box. This is a great car. This is like a Christmas present or something for his daughter, I think. It was something weird like that. I don't know. So we had a really hard budget we had to hit. And then today that got all screwed up because we had to change out the speakers. We didn't go crazy on the budget, like over because of the morels. It was like $150 we had to add to it because of the speaker change. But so that was cool. Didn't go too nuts. That's what happens. So I mean, you got to be ready. So for the rear, Fernando's working on it right now. We just need rear speakers. We just need something to go back there. The factory are old waterlogged 2-ohm Bose. So these things here that are just falling apart. So we're just doing some CS kickers in the rears. So putting the brackets together, getting the harness all set. CS kickers right here. Those will go in. Sound really nice. Give us some rear fill off that radio. So everything will be nice there. What's up, Mike from Iowa? Hi from the Netherlands. What's happening? Oh, it's Toyota. You guys are silly. Kicker for the win, of course. So some nice little CS will go into the rear. They'll sound wonderful off of the deck. That'll be great.
Kicker. Tell them.
I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Speaking of kicker, your good friend of mine, Mr. John Myers, will be here tonight. So he's going to be live on the show with us at 6:30. So he'll be here. Lori's going to be here, but she'll probably be out of frame because she doesn't like doing this kind of thing, especially if John Myers is here. So that'll be that. We'll have them here in studio, be able to ask them all kinds of questions. I'm going to have them talk about all the new products that are coming out for 2025 that they've announced. They won't tell us, of course, what isn't coming out, so don't even bother to ask that. And then don't forget, Wednesday we'll have Chris Brinkley here from MB Quartz talking about their new plug-and-play kits. So we got a full week. Looking back at this, so this is the piece here. So on the back, this crossover is going to provide the top for this guy here. Then the crossover in the 802.5 will provide the bottom, so that'll be a nice bandpass, passive active crossover. I know it's going to be passive for the top, active for the bottom. This guy's all set and ready to go get in there. But yeah, so this is what we came up with. Goes in the door, it'll fit back in, and life will be grand. Life will be grand. Pretty nice. The only complaint is that I wish this was not. I mean, I get it has to have a morel on it because it's a morel, but I just they needs, I don't know. I wish this was variable, or that the logo wasn't, because it needs to go like this, and then when you do that, I'm sorry, it needs to go like this, so the terminals are on the bottom, which then puts the logo upside down. So that's my only, but you can't even see it. So I mean, we barely see it now. So I'll get over it. I will get over it. Hello, Dean. Fernando.
Hello.
What are your thoughts on the Helix i7 speakers, and what morel speakers would they compare to? So you have what, i3, i5, i7, then you have Brax. Just keeps going, gets exciting. Morel has a few more speaker lines than Helix. So you have, basically in their higher end, it starts with the Virtus, and then it goes up to Census, and then hybrid, and then Elate. So really what you want to look at is obviously the price points between them, and that will kind of give you an idea as far as which one goes with which. So yeah, it's not like Morel makes a better, cheaper speaker, or they make a better, cheaper speaker. They're all basically European-ish speakers, so they're all going to have similar price points. These are the Census over here that we have in this display that we finally just finished. The Census, the Hybrid, and the Elate all use the same aluminum basket, which is basically the Elate basket, and then they reduce the amount of stuff that goes into it so that it can trickle down to the Census. So each one gets a little better as it goes up, but they use the same basket, which is cool because it saves money. Anyways, we've been listening to these all week. Full Cal K2 for the win. There you go. It's all good. Is that a Kenwood 5 channel? That is a Kenwood 5 channel. It is the 802.5, the replacement for the 801.5. I'm going to hand these over to Fernando so he can get them in the car, and I'll show you that amplifier. Put those right there. So this is it here. So we're wiring it up now. This is going to be one of the plugs that goes off to the side. This is the second one. This is what I'm getting ready to do. So these will be all set. Here is the remote turn on. I haven't finished the end for that. So this will all come over here and just plug right in. The bracket sits on top of this. The RCAs are here waiting to go back in. So in order to do it the way we want to do it, we are using Y-jacks. So you have, this is front, they're both front. So you want to Y-jack those in so that you get proper gain control and proper fading. And so we're putting the Y-jacks back here instead of running 6-channel RCA, mainly because we have more room back here than we do in the dash. One of the downsides to doing that kit is that there's a lot of extra stuff that's got to go in the dash, even though you're really not taking out all that much. So we need all the room we can behind the dash. But yeah, so this guy will power everything. It's going to be really nice. If you're not on my team, you stink. That's not if you're not on my team, you suck. It's if you're not on my team, you suck. If you stink, you can just take a shower and you're all good. You're always going to suck. You bet. Okay. Tonight, again, John Myers. Make sure to tune into that. That's all we got. Oh, one other thing we're working on right now is squares, because apparently we need some of these. Right now I'm having some issues with these. Mentally is a whole nother thing. I don't know why the edges aren't printing the way I want them. So, got to figure that out. Printers are just stupid sometimes. I really hate these things. I love them, hate them. Like they're just so annoying. Yeah, it's just being stupid. I don't know why. It's almost like the tip is bent. It's acting like the tip is bent, but it's also not. Yeah, so this one just turned out like crap. So, anyways, yeah, it's acting like the tip is screwed up. Might just have to put a new tip on it. It happens. They go bad. We use them a lot, so it's weird though because it printed perfect cube just a second ago, but it just cannot figure out how to print this side. Hate them. Okay. So with that being said, we will see you guys. I can't wait to see the new printer setup. I can't wait to see the new printer setup either. So that's all we got for right now. Kevin now makes an 803.5, same as 802.5. Do they make? I don't. I mean, if they do, it's going to be the same. I mean, maybe it is an 803.5. I got to be honest, I don't even know anymore. Yes, it is an 803.5. Sorry. 803.5 801. So there's an 801, 802, 803. The difference between 802 and an 803, which this is obviously the 803, is it now uses this. So everyone complained because the 802 had regular Phillips screw down, use fork terminals, and everyone hated that. Everyone complained. I was the only one that liked it. And so now they went to these. So that is the only difference. Fernando, where do they go?
Where do they go?
Where do they go to find these cool 8-inch we put in the door here?
Oh, you should go to morelshifi.com. But just keep an eye on that page, guys, because they're going to drop cool things in there.
Okay, good one. Yeah.
Just
all right.
pay attention of that website.
Okay, morelshifi.com.
Yes,
yeah.
Every day.
All right.
morelshifi.com. That's the place because you're going to like what's coming.
Oh, okay.
morelshifi.com. Believe me.
All right, there you go. All right, guys. We'll see y'all tonight. Bye. Did you figure out what dip switch?
No, I haven't watched it.
Yeah. Do you think that helps?
I don't know.
Good day, everyone. So Fernando volunteered himself.
I become the new rep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Fernando volunteered himself to update John's marine display.
I volunteer myself.
You volunteered yourself. Yeah, you wanted to be helpful. So you get. So this has the
Marine
5 channel, and we did a video on this because one of the really okay, so it's marine, doesn't matter. You could use it in anything. But what makes this amplifier really cool is this little dongle right here that goes here on the back of the amplifier into this little port right here. You have this little dip switch bank. And what you're using this for is this unlocks an EQ that's buried inside of this amplifier that nobody knew about. It's always been there. So if you've got this amplifier, old versions of it, whatever, it's always there. That's all there. They just kicker said, we put a chip inside of this that has an EQ that we pre-tune to make it sound fantastic, but we can give you access to it. So this little dongle that you buy, it is this little guy right here, which is the PX APT, gives you the ability to have said EQ. It's not a crazy EQ. It's just like a couple bands for each channel. It's pretty neat. You can color code it. You can do all kinds of neat stuff. So anyways, Fernando is making it so that this can plug into. I hope this will plug into it, man. Like, because it has that power supply down there. So I hope it's not too long. But either way, it's got risers, so I think it'll be okay.
Oh no, dude, it's perfectly fine.
Yeah. Either way. Well, no, but you still have the USB to plug into it.
I know.
See, it's gonna get long.
Like
yeah, fine. Anyways, so this is available for the 5-channel and the 4-channel, and he's gonna finish this up here, and yay! So what he's doing is he's putting this USB here on the side, so that they can be able to program it in class. It's a pretty neat little feature. I wish more people would unlock their DSP functionality or EQ functionality inside, because the chips are there. It's just they'd have to design software. All right. Yesterday we talked about this g37, older school, in for some updates. So we put a new radio in, all new speakers. Talked about that yesterday. Put the morel 8-inch in the doors, because it turned out it had these massive things in the door that were totally useless because you couldn't hear them because the door panel covers them. So that gave us the ability to put an 8-inch in the door, move it down lower, recenter it so that tons of sound comes through the actual grill. Unlike that, total waste of energy. But we used the factory amplifier mounting location for our amplifier. I'm going to put this on so I can use hands-free lighting. We'll do that. And our amplifier, so here's the trunk, here's the cover, and that is where the factory amplifier would go. And so that is where our amplifier went. We can get to it really easy. And if you'll notice, it is the right side up. It's not upside down. We mounted it that way. We have long enough screws that allow us to tap into their metal mount, and that gave us the ability to retain their mount, and our amplifier is going to work perfectly normal. So we have our gains, everything is the right way. Heat distribution will go up. There's actually a big hole here for the heat to vent out of. We also took out their subwoofer that was here in the back so that these two P210s can rail through to the car, and it does. It sounds fantastic. We'll put the clips back in this, but there you go. You don't even can't even tell. On the Rockford, because we also put our speaker clip on it. Took out the Rockford because there's this actually comes out. Put our clip, so this will be easy to move in and out. But they still have tons of trunk space, which is cool. Now, let's talk about... What's up, Bobby? Let's talk about the radio. This is a Pioneer radio, and it is a multi-piece radio, meaning this is a screen. This is not a double DIN. It's just a really tiny, thin screen. Think of Kenwood direct replacement. This came out long before that. This is a Pioneer direct replacement that didn't gain a lot of traction because really expensive kit. So you get to keep all of this. It comes with this piece here. Comes with a whole bunch of brains, cables, and all that. The very expensive kit. But it allowed you to retain all this, which is really cool. So let me turn this on here. Radio will boot up. And this is going to have a lot of the iData functionality. It actually uses the iData port on the back of the radio that they're feeding into. Let's turn the audio down. See, I can use this to control the volume. Very iData-esque. And then the air conditioner still functions here. But if you come to the drop-down menu, you get into car features. And here's your car feature stuff. So here is all your air conditioning controls. Here is information. Information on the car. So we can see what's going on. We got a TAC, RPM going on. Ignition is on, so it's going to give us some basic information. And that's about it for that. And then we can come over and go back to the radio, and we get full functionality. There we go. That's just, oh, no, don't want to do that. We get full functionality of this, so I can use this to control my channels. So it's one of those things where for most of us it's not that exciting, but it is that exciting because this is an older Infiniti, and like we can retain all those things if you want to. So this had the nav, so there would have been a big nav piece right here. Now the hazard switch is located right there. But yeah, so I don't know how many of these will sell. This is not like it's a very not cost-effective upgrade, but it's a totally necessary upgrade. Ooh, there we go, source. Neat. Ooh, we got all kinds of neat stuff here. It's a very necessary upgrade for this car. So if you're keeping one of these older cars and you want to do this, this will work for nav, non-nav, Bose. It works for all of them. I personally think this is an awesome update for this because they again kept it looking totally factory. I could not fit a single DIN behind there, so from those, well, can I just, no, even a short chassis, there's just not enough room. But yeah, so that gets us the audio side. So this plays into the 803.5, 803 Morel 8-inch components. This has a 3-way, just wasn't in the budget. Realistically, it was not in the budget to make a 3-way. Originally, we were going to go with the Kenwood 6x9s, and here and here, 3-way up here, 6x9 down here. The Bose system doesn't use the 6x9. It's a totally different inside card than the non-Bose. So that's why we ended up going with the 8s, and they're mounted down here low so that the sound is coming through. And then we mounted the tweeter up here. So this is just not playing, which honestly in these older vehicles kind of makes sense. The speakers are wet and dry rotted and falling, they're just not in good repair, and it's really expensive upgrade. So the benefit would be power, 2-way as opposed to 3-way. I know, but there again, unless you're willing to really put a lot of money into one of these cars, I don't think it's necessary. They just wanted something that's going to sound good. It's going to their teenage daughter, I think, and it's just gonna rail. It's gonna have good sound. She's gonna like it until it's no longer running, because that's the kind of thing that it is. How did those come out of my pocket? It's so weird. Dean, I will be running a 2-channel amp. It has a pigtail RCA that plugs in. Can I shorten it or don't? Can I shorten it? Don't like the length. Thoughts? Okay, what about not shortening it? What about lengthening it? Okay, so follow this train of thought for a minute. So this is the plug that comes with a Blackbird. Now, the other plug that comes with the Blackbird is this same plug, just it has RCAs on it, so it looks something like this, but longer. Now, I can plug all my RCAs into this, or let's say I can, so something that 2-channel wise that kind of is going to be like what you're talking about, something like this, okay, to where you have yuck, okay, so cut this off because it's made to be cut off in this case, because this is your high level / low level input. So if I cut these off, snip, or I use a harness like this, and then I either A, solder this back on and use a really short RCA, or B, I go buy some RCA tips. Okay? I can plug it directly in behind the dash or wherever it needs to go, and that's that. To me, that I love doing that. That is like the cleanest input possible because I don't have to see the RCAs. I love pigtails. I hated them at first. I love them now when I can make my own RCAs. Because then, if I need a 15.5-foot RCA, because that's what I need instead of a 17-foot, and I got to tuck shit everywhere, I don't have to do that. I just make it the exact length I need it, solder the tips on. Boom, Bob's your uncle. Everybody's happy. Does Pioneer make a similar deck setup for the non-base 2015 Cadillac ATS? No, that is going to be iData with the direct replacement. I don't know if Cadillac is available yet because of the Bose interface. They're holding back. They're holding back certain radios because of Bose. But that'll be that. But you can go over to metroonline.com. That's where you find out if they make that. So let's just go to metroonline.com and see what they have. Exactly, kind of like non-Bose, yeah. Oh, non-Bose. There again, it'd be a check iData and see if they make a direct replacement for that. Because that has, yeah, I don't know, it's a tough one. Cadillacs are weird. Cadillacs and Infinitis are both just odd ducks. I don't get it. It's not like that big of a deal, but apparently it is. Second show in a week here in Vietnam. Very nice. The second snow. I don't know why I said show. Wow, that sucks. Okay, so it was kind of cold this morning. It's actually 70 something. Like, this is in the shade right here. I'm looking at my jacket over there, and I would probably, if I just had to stay out here, I would probably go grab my jacket just because I'm kind of a pussy. But looks beautiful. This is like marbled sky. Oh, it looks so nice. But in the sunlight, it's probably pretty toasty. How we doing?
Fantastic.
Okay. He's doing great. He's going to get that done for John. Oh, you know what? I was thinking about this morning. We have those Elite amplifiers. I have no idea where to put them. They're not in there. This has to go into the trash. Where the heck did we put those? Ah, they're right here. Morel Carbon Elate Thruwave versus Audio Frog GB Series. How much difference Audio Frog turned me in a SQ guy? I mean, it's a tough one, man. I mean, I think that just comes down to, okay, so here's the thing I've found with most of you guys, and I'm the same way. You get bored, right? You buy the Audio Frogs, they sound fantastic, or X brand, doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be Audio Frogs. You don't have to pick on Andy. Okay, so you go out and you buy X brand of whatever the hell it is, and you're jamming on it, and you're loving it, and you're happy, and then somebody else over here starts talking about, like, this other brand, and you're like, ooh, man, that looks fun. Should I get that brand? Will it sound better than the brand I have? Will it be, like, so much better? And then, you ask somebody, and they're like, oh, man, you should totally do it. I can't be like that. Like, I don't know. They can't tell you what's sounding better. Yeah, gotta listen to it, bro. And even if you listen to it, I mean, you have to listen to somebody that's on your level. That's the other thing, too. Like, because you could just you go listen to them in a display board, and if you're an SQ guy and you tuned your car and you're, like, dialed in, like, you're just listening to some random crap. It's not going to be the same.
Yeah.
Right? No, you good?
No.
So anyways, it's a tough call. They're both fantastic speakers, and I understand if you're just bored and want to try something else. Yeah, go for it. There's plenty of guys they'll argue both ways. Merry Christmas from Jacksonville. What's up? Thanks. The live you guys are great in upstate New York. Audio control, 2.5 speaker or Kenwood 2.75 for the dash on a 4Runner Kenwood. That one's Kenwood. There's no question about it. It's Kenwood. Kenwood. To mention the Kenwood. The Kenwood rocks out. There's no doubt about it. I will say also that the new, like, I have the new Arc Audio AS in my car, and damn, those things, those might be my new favorite 2.5. Not just because I have them in my car, but they sound phenomenal. Like, what they're doing, it's crazy. It's crazy. If I can get some time, I actually want to go in my car and turn off the high pass filter and just let them play up to see what they'll do. Because, Jesus, man, they sound like, I'm super impressed with those. Out of all the speakers that are in that system, which is all the AS Arc Audio stuff, those speakers are like, holy Jesus. Like, those things sound good. I'm impressed. Different price points, though, so there's that. Okay, so we have those Elite amplifiers that we got the other day, and we're going to do an unboxing, full, righteous unboxing of neat stuff. But one of the things that's been, like, I don't sleep a lot at night, and one of the things that's been bugging me is that I want to hook one of these up because does this light up? I feel like it has to. Now, back to earlier, we got those weird plugs. And again, I'm going to cut these. I'm going to cut them and move them. Because it's like, I hate those. I love them. Hate is not what I meant. But I love that. All right, so what we got? We got this big power plug here. Okay, and it's mounted upside down. So that's cool. All right. Let's grab a power supply. Yes, of course I have a power supply in a drawer. Why would I not have a power supply in a drawer? You don't have a power supply in your drawer? I have two power supplies and the one is fighting. It wants to be the one I use and it's not. It's set up for radio. Gosh, let it go, man. Get over yourself. Okay, so don't mean to jerk you around and make everyone feel like they're in an earthquake. All right, plug in said power supply. Power supply has seen better days, but okay. We have a power and a ground. Power supply is off. That's positive. Let's get a little piece of remote turned on so that we can turn this sucker on. Of course, the remote turn on is up front now. Okay. Yeah. I'm assuming Bobby saw the live last night. Full cow flax, 3-way set. What setting do the crossovers come set at default for the tweeter attenuation? I have no idea. Very rarely do I use, it should be 0, I think. Hold on, do I have? Okay. We have a set right here for the passive crossovers. I need a light. So easily sidetracked. Don't worry. 0. They come set to 0. 0 or -3 is your option, and these are on 0. Yeah, 0. Okay. Does Morel have a 2.5-inch dash mount speaker, not a 3-way set? Yes, actually they do. They have a brand new middler that we haven't tested yet. that we're going to talk about later this week. They're at my house. They sent me some new speakers this past evening, last night, and I did not have a chance to bring them in today. So probably towards the end of the week, I will bring them in, because tomorrow I have to bring in the MB Court system, because we're going to have Mr. Chris Brinkley in the house talking about the new MB Court plug and plays. But Morel has introduced a new middler, and they're packaging them in a set. So, and what I mean by that is they're making plug and play, fantastic plug and plays, like really well done, with the 8-inch. So for the F-150, aluminum brackets. These things are awesome. So this aluminum bracket with the 8-inch, and it's funny, it was designed very similar to the one we 3D printed the other day. So that was pretty cool. But you're going to get, for the F-150, you're going to get the 8-inch with the bracket and the tweeter that drops right into place. And then you're going to get, for the Chevy, you're going to get the 2.5 or 2 3/4 or whatever it is with the 8-inch, and then with the beautiful brackets, all harnesses and all that. And then they'll also have it for the Toyota. So 2-way sets, simple plug and plays, but with that 8-inch and the new middler that they have. I think the new middler is, I want to say it comes with the Elite set. I think. I don't know. We'll find out later this week. But yes, it's just 2 ways. But then they also have several other middlers. Like when we did our 2 3/4-inch test or 2.5-inch test that had Kenwood kicking butt, the best one that isn't a middler was the Morel Virtus Carbon Nano little tiny pancake speaker. That thing shined like crazy. Oh, it does. Okay, so hang on. Those plugs are dope, like the old Orion amps. Yeah. How much power supply is on my bench? So this one's a 5 amp. Okay, so, and I want to talk about something too that somebody asked, but previously. So, little tiny 5 amp, dude. This is a little tiny pyramid 5 amp. You can pick these things up for like $25-$30. It's fantastic. It'll turn on 90% of the stuff. Turn it on. You're just turning it on. You want it to work. Now over here, he has another pyramid one, and this one is a 10 to 12 amp. And then if we can't turn it on with that, boom, we can turn it on with these. So 70, 70, 50, 50. So 140 amps current plus two 2150 batteries. Obviously the dyno cart. And then somewhere around here, up here somewhere, I don't know where the hell it's at. Somewhere in one of these is a small, relatively speaking, 35 amp power supply, just in case we have to turn on something bigger on the bench. We don't want to haul those. That was buried in my workbench for years, and we just had wire coming around. But when we redesigned all of this, we took it out so it'd be easier to get to. And I have no idea where we put it, because it's in now everything's in these cabinets and it's impossible to find shit. Thank you as always. You're welcome. Again, Dean, where did you get that headlamp from? Amazon. I gotta put it on DNF. So every year I say I'm gonna do this and then I don't, but this year 100% when we go off the air, it's my plan. The first week we go off the air in January, December, January, you take those 2 weeks off. I'm going to redo the DNF tool drawer. That is like priority one. And then as soon as we come back, I got to start on my taxes, which totally sucks. Yeah. Oh, dude, did you hear about the whistling diesel guy? Whistling diesel, the guy that destroyed that Tesla truck. He got arrested for tax evasion, like in Tennessee is where he lives. They're like going ham on this guy. Like they screwed up big time. But yeah, the kid. Oh yeah. So apparently he had a Ferrari, and I don't know. You know how everyone registers their sports cars in another state? Mm-hmm. You know, so they don't have to pay. And so they're coming after him, trying to make like an example or something. I don't know. They're just being stupid. I was watching some of it. Anyways, for those of you curious, it's called Light Band, LITBAND. L-I-T-E band, light band. You can get it off Amazon. It was pretty reasonable. And I really like this one. It says light band here on the back because it's easy to find, but I still lose it every day.
So tech tip of the day: pay your taxes, people.
Definitely pay your taxes. I pay so much in taxes it hurts.
I pay taxes. That sucks.
I'll hold you to it. Dude. Yes, please. I'm dying to do it. You just don't understand how bad I want to do this. This is why I don't sleep, because I just constantly think about 10,000 things that I need to do, and I get one done at a time, and it totally sucks. All right, Elite Amplifier. Okay, when you're doing a test bench, we had somebody comment on a video, and I was just like, dude, are you stupid? No, because it was like the dumbest thing ever. I was like, why do you have a jumper going from your power to remote turn on? What are you trying to do there? I'm trying to turn on the amplifier. Duh. It's a 12 volt in, okay? It's just a very low 12 volt in. It's what turns on the amplifier, hence the name remote turn on. It's like the dumbest name ever, but it's the turn on for the amplifier, and it takes like 0.003 amps of current, which is like, and it'll turn on. Anyways, you jump it in from the power to here, and that will turn the amplifier on. That's it. It's like most of you guys know this, and they're going, yeah, no kidding, Dean, like, duh. But no, one guy just like went off and just went in a whole rant of like, why would anybody do? I'm like, I don't know why anyone would do it. I mean, duh. So, anyways, this is how you test the amplifier on a bench. You jump this, or you build an overly complicated, like we have on Fernando's that just ended up getting broke. We have 3 wires coming off of it, and 2 of them go to the so like on this one, Fernando got excited, and here you go. So here's your, it's jumped here, so you have 3 wires that come off, and it looks like this. Whatever, either way you do it, it doesn't matter. It gets you to the same point. So, but can I use the remote wire for the power? Yeah, whatever you want to do, Bobby. I trust you. Okay, so here we go. The new Elite amplifiers. In the picture, they have that red, beautiful thing, and sure enough, it lights up. Let me turn off this.
Lights up?
Yep, lights up. Boom, lights up. Look at that.
Oh, wow,
yeah,
dude,
see?
That is neat. Is it both sides?
Both sides.
Oh,
both sides.
that is cool.
Yep. That's
would have been even better?
No.
If you the Elite
would
light up.
I don't want the Elite to light up.
Oh, no,
I want the ends. I think this is way cooler.
Boss, if you listen, just light them up.
Yeah, let's just make them variable too. Let's go crazy.
Oh, Bobby. Yeah.
I know, anyways. But no, so there we go. It does light up.
It is cool though.
Yes, it's very cool. I'm
like
pretty. Yeah, I know. It's pretty badass. Oh, totally pointless. Don't get me wrong. It's totally pointless. But yes, just like you said, that's sexy.
That is sexy. Distortion detector. Like boom, kind of like ride it.
Yeah, like the kicker. The kicker gain control.
Yes.
It lights up as you're turning it up to tell you that, like,
and
hey,
stop.
Hey, whoa, calm down there, killer.
Correct. That's cool though.
Yeah, for those who don't know, on like the LX and the KS amplifiers, as you're turning up the gain, which we did a video showing you guys this. Of course, I know. Why do I even say that? As you're turning up the gain, it's an LED. The peak light is behind the gain control, which to me makes total sense. So it's not on this, on the kickers. So as you turn it up and it goes, stop!
Wait a minute.
Or collaborate and listen. Whatever works. Good afternoon, gentlemen, from Atlantic City, New Jersey. What's up? When do you know it's time to move to a new shop? I do installs for Best Buy, and I feel like it's time to move on to a different shop. I have been doing installs for Best Buy for 6 years. Okay, Scott, that is a fantastic question. And our good friend Chris Vera also works at Best Buy. Jordan, who we had on the show the other day, still works on Best Buys on the weekends. Even though she works for Stinger and does really good work there, she still works holidays and stuff like that. Vera has a side hustle where he actually works for a local shop in the area that's up and coming. So when he's not working at Best Buy, he's working at another shop, which to me sounds like a really good idea. So he's building himself into the other shop. that way, you know, he still has Best Buy as his fallback, but until he's established in said shop, he's working both jobs. I feel in car audio, you got to have a side hustle, right? And if the side hustle is working somewhere else, then yeah, it's totally cool. The reality is like there's different reasons why you leave a place. Like, for example, the previous place I worked at before 5-star was a place called AVE. I was there for 22 years. I was extremely happy until I wasn't. That's why I was there for 22 years. I liked what I did. I was able to move around and recreate my job and do a bunch of different things. That's how I learned to do most of the stuff that you guys take advantage of watching in that, because I had a guy that taught me box building and fabrication, and I was on my own to learn and do wiring because I didn't have anybody, you know, like over my shoulder, and I could watch what my other installers were doing and go like, you guys suck. Suck. And then I had a ton of responsibility. Like, I managed the install bay for a long time, and I was handling orders and take care of their social media, and oh, that was pretty. And then over the years, yeah, it reached a point that the owner and myself just were growing apart from one another in our desires to do business. Like, I wanted to go in a different direction than he wanted to go. And so it was time to leave. It was time to leave because we weren't getting, I wasn't growing anymore. Like, I had, in that time frame, these guys, barbers, get really excited. Oh, he's talking on the phone. Like, I guess the phone doesn't work. So it got to the point where I wasn't growing anymore. I wasn't doing anything that I wanted to do. It's a very hard decision. It's a lot, you know, like, and during that 22 years, I did leave once to go off and do some rep work, do trainings and stuff like that for a company that was handling Alpine. So I would go around to Best Buys, Circuit Cities, and Sound Devices and train them on how to the products and stuff like that, which was a lot of fun. Didn't last a long time. It was a lot of driving, and I didn't like it because I was having to go down like Miami and Fort Lauderdale all the time, which is like a 5-hour drive, and I was like, this sucks. So the AVE was like, please come back, please, and I was like, okay, if you twist my arm. But yes, I mean, if you're not happy, and there's a lot of nice places, depending on where you're at, you know, you got to find a good independent retailer, though, because there are some advantages of Best Buys that we do not have as independent retailers. So, yeah, it might be nice if you can find some place looking for some part-time help and that you can go in and try it out. You know, maybe work 2 or 3 days a week or work hours that you're not at Best Buy and see if it jives with you, because you guys have a certain way you like to do things. I have a certain way I like to do things. I have a certain way I like Fernando to do things, and fortunately enough, he listens and does it in the way I want. But it's not a quote like we talk about a lot, because I'm getting old, so I gotta, lose my mind. I have to make sure I'm still doing the right stuff. But yeah, it would be, go for it. Find out what you like. I know the Best Buy and Circuit Cities had the same business model, but I hate Circuit City closed. Actually, they didn't have the same business model. They were two totally different business models. Circuit City believed in salesmen originally. So when you go to Circuit City, you talk to a salesman, and they paid commission on sales. Best Buy was like, we don't want salesmen, we want clerks. We want people that walk around the store, and if you need help, just like when you go to just like when you go to Home Depot or Lowe's, hey, can I get that off the shelf for you? That's what they were there for. Best Buy in the Magnolia section tries to have some sales clerks, like they do that in the PC section and stuff like that, where they're like expert clerks, but they're not getting paid commission off of the product. Whereas at Circuit City, if you sold it, you got paid for it. And they had some guys that were making a ton of cash. And this is one of those business models that makes absolutely no sense to me. When a company goes, yeah, we're paying this guy too much. We can't pay this guy that much anymore. Our number one sales guy's making way too much money. We can't. He's making you tons, and then they fire him, or they change their business model, and then they eventually just go out of business because for some reason paying somebody for doing their job like a lot of money because they're moving a lot of boxes just doesn't make sense to some people, and I don't understand that. But whatever. Amen. They were a lot better at Circuit City. Circuit City was a neat place. There's no doubt about it. We had Sound of Ices here, which was even cooler than both of them. Because it was, I mean, for the most part, it was an independent retailer for a very long time. They had like 20 locations, and they did home and car, and they had way buku 80s drug money. So these places were awesome. And they had a car in every store. They had, one of the stores by us actually had an apartment with home audio in it that you could go in and walk around and like, you know, see the whole experience. It was a fake apartment, but it was cool as hell. Like, we would skip school and just sit in there and bug the crap out of these guys all day long. God, the 80s were fun. It's a bummer. Circuit City closed. Best Buy in Puerto Rico eliminated the car audio department. And there again, that's the problem. If you don't have a sales guy, it's hard because, you know, at that point, just use ChatGPT, which is apparently the new thing to use to buy car stereo. Don't do that. God, don't do that. You know, the serendipity of car audio, or any of it for that matter. Like, obviously, I'm a big camera guy. We all know that. And where do you go? Ritz is gone. I go to Best Buy. You know, they got some dude, hey man, can I get you something? And that's not picking on Best Buy. They're trying to survive too. But it just sucks. Dean, have you tried the Elite sound? Have you tried the Elites sound-wise? No, we have not tried. We have not tried these yet. So what we're gonna do with these right off the bat is, now that we've turned it on and see that it does light up cool red. Power-wise, what makes these different is that they are real power. They're calling them real power or something like that, because if it says it's 500 watts, it's 500 watts. If it's 1,000 watts, it's 1,000 watts. So it's all real power. And the sheets they gave us on these, they give us one sheets to kind of walk us through and tell us, you know, so we don't have to sit there and like go, I wonder what it does. They already dynoed their amplifiers. We're going to re-dyno them and just validate it. But they actually, it's the first manufacturer that gave us, because they're that confident in that these things don't suck, is that they gave us, they're like, yeah, here's the sheets, here's everything. It should do that. It's like most of the time manufacturers, as we all know, just give you like a birth certificate with some numbers that, I don't know where they were born, but they ain't doing that. So, or, you know, doing something totally different. So, yes, I'm excited. I hope they do. I gotta be honest, I hope they do, because I love the size. Like, we had some conversations last night after the show, and I was like, this is cool. Like, don't get me wrong, I love this size. This is a fantastic size. This is a perfect little, you know, 4 or 5 channel amplifier. I think this is a 5 channel. This is fantastic. But this is a 4 channel? Okay. This is fantastic. However, it's made for marine, so there's a lot of things that go into this that I'm paying for that I don't need in car audio. Like, I don't need this. I don't need conformal coating. I don't need to duck it in a bucket of water. So this price point gets kind of like, whoo. But it does have an EQ, which is cool, you know. But this guy, this might be fun. So we'll see. We'll see what it is. At my local Best Buy, says Bobby, if you have a car audio question, they send over the washer and dryer guy. You ask a question, and he says, oh, exactly. Like, I want to talk to the washer and dryer guy. You know, I do need a new washer, I think. Fry's in Texas used to be the bee's knees. Yeah. Ooh, who remembers Incredible Universe? That was incredible. What's your favorite 4-inch coaxial? I mean, this is a great question, because I've asked myself this a lot, because in the Broncos, it has a 4-inch coaxial, and it's like, what do we do for a 4-inch coaxial? Because we need a matching 6-inch mid bass for it. And there's several different price points. Now, Morel, there again, I know, morelhifi.com, they sponsor the show, but I'm a fan. I'm always a fan. I'm a fan first. Morel makes some of the best varieties and sound quality 4-inch coaxials. Like, we did a whole video where we talked about the, the hybrid 4-inch coaxial. They're sitting right here in these boxes. So we did a coaxial, we did the component, and we let you guys hear the difference between the two. Fantastic 4-inch. Expensive. But they also make several others that are down below that. They're also fantastic. So when it comes to like a 4-inch, Morel has a wide variety of 4-inch coaxials, more so than most. Now, there are some other like, those are pretty cool. Like Audison has the Prima 4-inch coaxial. It's nice. I liked it. Believe it or not, Rockford Fosgate Prime 4-inch coaxial. Dude, that thing, fantastic. Like for the money, holy Jesus, that thing rocks out. It just depends though. So like if I'm doing a Bronco, you know, what do I put up in the top? So that's why I struggle over these things. But if you're just looking for a 4-inch coaxial, there's a couple to choose from. That's okay. Let the big box stores ruin it for themselves. And Bro G, the people back to the local shops that provide better service anyways. I know, and I'm perfectly fine with that. But let's be honest. Most people do not care about talking to people nowadays. Nobody cares. Because if they did, Amazon wouldn't be as big as they are. Scar Audio wouldn't be as big as they are. Down for Sound. Nobody talks to JP. He just comes on and goes, hey man, I'm paying this. I'm flying on my private jet and I'm giving this girl some chocolate and some money. It's totally cool. I dig it. I mean, wouldn't we all do it? Of course we'd all do it. But we don't want to talk to people. Nobody wants to. I mean, dude, Uber Eats. Type in what we on. It shows up at our house. They just drop it off in front of our door. They don't even knock on the door. Don't knock on my door. Oh my God. We're becoming the most antisocial society ever. So nobody cares about like buying a car. Why do you think, dude, everything about Tesla just screams, leave me alone. You buy the car online. You don't even have to talk to anybody. It just shows up at your house if you want. I don't want to get an oil change. Oh my God. The chargers are out back at Wawa's. So you literally just get out of your car, plug it in. You don't even have to go in the front of the store. You're in the back of the store, so no one will bother you. And all the other Tesla people know the rules. Don't look left or right, man. Just watch the TV in your dash or work on whatever it is you're doing. You know? Don't need to get an oil change. Thank God. I don't have to go talk to the guy. And then they'll send somebody out to service your car, so you actually have to take it into a service bay. Yeah. I mean, when I was a kid, getting your pizza delivered was like a whole big thing, right? We're getting pizza delivery! You ever get pizza delivered? You gotta tip the guy when he shows up. Now you don't even tip the guy when he shows up. You pre-tip the guy when he shows up so they can do crappy service, and you've already given him $5-10. World is weird, man. The world is weird. And nobody wants experts anymore. They just want the internet. Don't talk to me. So, anyways, that's my rant. Hi, mate. Is there a significant difference between the Arc Audio X2 800 and the Blackbird since you've used both? Yes. The Blackbird is way more powerful. Way more powerful. Other than that, physical size. So the X2 is alright. X2 is cheaper. It's like $500 cheaper. It's a freaking steal. For $500 more, you get a smaller size and more power. Now, if you're going to go like, well, I looked at the specs and it really, no, don't pay attention to any of that crap, okay? The Blackbird has a lot more power. But at the end of the day, I don't care because they both have DNA software. They're both really nice. They both have tons of power for what I'm trying to do. So there we go. It just really comes down to size and that. Yes, that's why I'm asking. LOL. You bet. Blam, Signature Series 8 or 6x9 for good mid-bass in a Silverado. I'd probably do the Blam because it's a higher-end speaker than what you're going to get out of most 6x9s. There again, you could also do the Morel 8-inch, which we've been doing for the last couple weeks now. And this G37 has the Morel 8-inch in it. So there's an option. Most people don't talk about them, but it comes as a... actually, what I was talking about at the beginning of the show was Morel is launching their new plug-and-play Silverado kits. So it's going to come with their new 2-inch middler and their 8-inch 8-inch and a mount to make it plug and play. All aluminum mounts. They're fantastic. I know. I have a set at home. They're just introducing them probably the end of this week. So we'll have them in later this week to show you. 2.5 inch for the dash, 8-inch for the door. Plug it right in. It's fantastic. It's going to be cool. They sell the 8-inch right now. It's in the integration series. If you go to morelhifi.com, you can check it out. But But yeah, you don't even have to buy the brackets. It comes with the brackets. We made the brackets for this. We put in a set in the F-150 the other day, made brackets for that, but we don't have to now. We can just buy them. And it's like, boom, done. Hey, plugs, everything. So you didn't ask that, but I'm just giving it to you anyways. Your channel's success is a good example of people wanting good, trusted advice. And there again, I agree. And that's sweet, but we kind of have an idea, like we had this idea of like, people just want good advice, right? People that are going to seek it because we're searching. Like, you know, when I want to learn something, where do I go? I go to the internet. I start looking around, and then I ask more questions, and then I ask myself questions, and I see if I can do stuff. And yes, I mean, we hope that our channel is providing that. That's why we do it. Yeah, it's always why we did it. We wanted to provide entertaining, educational information about the 12-volt industry. We have a whole thing that we've figured out. We just don't wing it. I mean, that sucks. You're so on point with Tesla and antisocial people. It's crazy, right? I know. Trust me, I want to buy a Tesla because I want to be antisocial. Socially awkward. Always, man. Gotta be. Teslas are cool until you have to scrap the car because a replacement battery costs more than the car is worth. No, and there again, you're right, for sure. And we're going to start seeing that. But there again, like this car right here. Once you get a Tesla that's this old, you're going to run into the same problems you're running into in this. You know, like it probably needs a lot of work that it's not going to get done because it's going to go to a teenager's first car. They just want a really nice stereo with modern things like CarPlay and, you know, some bass and stuff like that.
Everything back?
Yes, you can put everything back. Put the clips in first, though. I pulled the clips out so I could show the amp.
What?
I know, sorry. But yeah, no, you're right. The batteries are, and then what do you do with the battery? True. Guess I'm old school. I sat in your shop for an hour asking questions before making a decision in my old Gladiator. Eventually coming back to figure the best way to upgrade my BO, my 2250. And thank you for doing that. And yes, and that's what we're here for. I love doing that. Like, that's why we have a showroom. That's why we've spent the money we have on the showroom so that we can bring people in and make them feel comfortable and talk to them. And I don't like to use the word educate because you don't need to be educated about car audio. You just have to understand what you're buying. Like, I don't need to know how a water heater works to know that I need a water heater. I don't need to know how my dishwasher works. I just need a dishwasher that ticks the boxes that I need. So that's what's important, you know, and you got to kind of think of it like that. Is it worth putting an 8-inch in my door if the grill is the size of a 5 1/4? Probably not. I would, unless you're going to make the grill bigger, I don't think it's not worth your time. So that was the same problem we ran into in this G37. So this G37, believe it or not, had like a 10-inch in the door. This is what was in the door. Now let's compare that to Fernando's head. Okay, this is what was in the door of this car. This was in the door. It has 3 of these in here. Holy Jesus! You think this thing would pound? Here you go. Sorry.
They sound good.
Yeah, these sound better. So what we ended up doing is what you can't. So this is the grill. This little area right here. That speaker was this big. So you had this giant pizza in the door and all you got was a slice. So when we made our door panels, which you can see on yesterday's, we put the speaker right here. So it's sitting right behind this grill. So we're getting all of that mid bass through here. So even though we went to a smaller speaker, we're getting more sound out of it because it's focused behind here. We're not just getting a corner of it. So we're taking up all the space in the grill where they weren't. And there was more grill over here that was just absent. So we run into the same problems with the Jeep Gladiators and Wranglers, is that the new ones have a 4-inch in the dash and everybody wants to put a 6.5 behind it. So Metra makes a grill that opens that up. And so anytime we talk to somebody about upgrading their Wranglers or Gladiators now, we go, hey, look, we can sell you this grill that'll open this up and get that 6.5, get all that energy through that grill. Some people are like, no, I'm good. Like, why would you even waste your time? So putting a 8 behind a 5 1/4, I mean, I think it's kind of a fool's errand unless you're going to open the grill up. If you can open the grill up, then it makes a lot of sense. Biggest I'd probably do that is a 6.5 because 5 1/4s, they suck. Yeah. I installed an Amp Pro in a 2017 F-150 with the Sony sound system, but my subs are not working. Am I doing something wrong? I don't think you're doing something wrong, but you may have something connected improperly. So on an Amp Pro, the front, rear, and sub output are identical, meaning they're all the same, except that on the sub output, you have a bass knob that you can plug in, and the bass knob varies the voltage of that channel and only that channel. So if you didn't use their bass knob but accidentally had it plugged in and had it turned down and then unplugged it, you'd get no sound out of it. So, or if they plugged it in and hit it and it's either got turned down or it's not turned up. So that would be there. Now the easiest thing to do is to take your sub output and plug it into front, rear, or sub. There's no crossovers, there's no anything going on. You should be able to plug it into any of the other outputs and see if you get sound. If you don't get sound, then you know it's after the Amp Pro. You could also plug the front, rear into the sub output and see if you get sound. There again, it's not crossed over, it's not going to do anything, it's not like there's a ton of bass coming out of it. So if you want to check to see if that output works and you don't have an electrical RTA to test that, you can just plug in the other amp into the sub output and see if you get sound through your mids and highs. Is Rockford going to update the rest of the speaker line or just the Prime for right now? So they're not updating Prime, they're updating Punch. So the Punch is what's getting updated, not Prime. And it's going to go Punch and then Power. So there'll be a Power update. Now, if they're going to update Prime anywhere in between there, it's not really anything that they're getting like excited about or talking about or anything like that. Power is what is on the docket after we're done with Punch. So the Punch speakers are going to start shipping, if they're not already starting to ship here any day now. And then they're going to trickle between December, January, and February. We're going to see the whole Punch line come out. And then probably towards the end of the year or SEMA, we'll start to see, or sooner, you never know, we'll see some amplifiers come out. And then that'll be followed by the subwoofer. So it's going to be a staggered release of that. And then once that's done, somewhere in the mix, they'll also come out and start talking about Power. But they're nowhere on to that yet because they have tons of the Punch stuff that they're doing. So believe it or not, these things take a long time. And yeah, it's just what it is, because they're trying to do something cool and they only want to do it, once, because it's going to be around for a while, as we know from its predecessor. They've been around for a while. So trying to come out with all the cool things that everybody wants, make them sound good, make them usable, and then, make everybody happy. Good luck. The original Warhorse on the wall? Yes, it is. That was a gift from Steve. Dean in 5-star is my continuing education for car audio. Thank you. You've been more than instrumental in helping me install my first real pro system 4 years ago. That's fantastic. North Carolina in the house. Morel 8 sound cool with the middler. Fantastic. So, anyways, that is what is going on here on this luscious Tuesday, whatever this is. Don't forget, tomorrow is Wednesday. We'll have Chris Brinkley here in the studio live. I'll put up the link tonight because, we're going to talk about the new MB Quartz plug-and-play systems. These are complete systems that you can buy complete system or a la carte, which makes me super happy because, let's be honest, some manufacturers make really cool pieces. You just want that piece. Like they have a ported Jeep enclosure that rails. It's really nice. We have a ported Bronco one too. It's pretty cool. It's big, but it's pretty cool. So anyways, that's what we got to look forward to. MorelHiFi.com is the place you can go to find out about all the Morel stuff we talked about on the show, because they're a sponsor of the show. Outside of that, you guys have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
I can do anything?
Anything you put your mind to.
Nothing. I want to be a billionaire.
I won't be doing this job.
Freaking bad.
Good day, everyone. It's a Mazda MX-5, aka Miata. So, no, it's a Miata. Okay, so this is that other company, Crux. Okay, so the customer wife wants a backup camera, and it has this weird looking radio in it that floats up on the screen because it's a Miata and it's a Mazda. So Crux makes a module, which we have two of them because it's a module. So anytime you're going to do a module, you always buy two, especially if you've never done one before. Because God only knows. Anyways, inside of this module, or inside of this box, is this module here. Now, where this gets kind of funky is it's a camera, but it comes with this, all right? And what's missing from this is T-harnesses, right? Because most of the time you're doing some module, there's a T-harness. So with this, you have to pin into the factory harness, and then you have to go into the radio harness and tie in these 4 wires. So you got a can high, a can low, constant 12 volts, and a ground that have to get teed into the factory wiring harness. So immediate to me, that's a red flag. It should be a T-harness. Especially for what you're paying for these things, it should be a T-harness, but it's not. So, fine. So we got a module. And then we got instructions. Because, hey, what would it be without instructions? They're sitting over here in the dash. All right. Now, this works on, of course, more than one Mazda. It works on a CX or a 3 and this 5. And they tell you that. And, of course, then you go through and it's part 1, identifying the car, and then here's what's in the box, and then how to get the radio out, continuing how to get the radio out. And then it tells you, okay, now here's the funny part. So they put these in the box. So these are black and white instructions. Cool. How much is it? How expensive is it now to print color instructions? Like how long have we been printing in color? Like years, right? Mm-hmm. So these are black and white instructions, which is cool, right? But you would think if they're black and white instructions, then they might actually tell you colors of wires. No, they don't, because these are actually color instructions that they printed in black and white. So if you want the actual instructions so that you can figure out what it is you're actually trying to do, then we'll come over here to our handy-dandy computer. We'll go into history. We'll come down to this. And here are the color instructions. So now it makes sense. Okay, so now we know, and there we go. So we know that it's a solid and a stripe, and it's going to go to a white and a red. Okay, so cool, right? So that helps. That makes things a little easier. All right, so that's fun. So luckily they have these here, and so we can go in, and then it tells you, like, if it doesn't work, reset the radio by holding the nav and the mute button. All right, so 4 wires to hook up, 2 wires to put into a harness, and then run a cable. How hard could it be? How hard could it be? That can't be hard. Especially when they give you a diagram that's in black and white, but it's in color. Okay, there's one thing they didn't put on there. And this is one of those things that you guys will, anytime you put a harness into a car, you need to let the car go to sleep. Just park it for an hour. Just let it sit over in the corner. Now, they don't tell you that. So most manufacturers that tell you that, hey, like if you go to put in a Chrysler Amp Pro and a non-amplified version, they tell you need to let the car go through 2 sleep cycles, which is 40 minutes, basically. Okay? Fine, no big deal. You just add that in. They don't say anything about letting the car. They tell you, hey, if it doesn't work, do this reset. They never tell you, hey, let the car sit and go to sleep. No big deal. So, we have 2 of them. Either one of them works. We're like, okay, cool. They're in California. Tech support on Friday doesn't open till 9, which is noon here. So we're done. We're just letting it sit so we can call them and ask them. Because we don't understand something. You call tech support, just like you guys would do. So it sat for an hour. And in this time it sat for an hour, guess what? The unit finally reset itself. The unit reset, not the car. The unit finally reset itself enough to where We turn it on just as if the tech support guy picks up, and guess what? It magically works. So the tech support guy is the hero, as always. So we tell him, hey, you might want to put an amendment in your instruction manual that says, let the car go to sleep for half hour, 45 minutes. Exactly. So, anyways, if you ever work on one of these crux pieces, which I doubt you ever will, but if you do, know that they don't put in the instructions, but you need to let the car go to sleep, which is fine. Like, it's no big deal. It's not the end of the world. If it's in the instructions, great. Now, the other thing is, if you ever get the pleasure of working on one of these Mazda Miatas, know, like, here's the radio. Right now, it's just sitting here chilling out. Everything has to come. Like, you got to pull this off to get this out. That's okay. You got to pull this off to get this out. Okay, and then luckily this just can come off and come loose, so you can get it. But you got to pull off an A-pillar to get the radio out. Can you believe that? No, it's insanity. It's like so insanity. Okay, anyways, I was going to ask if you like these modules when you started the video. No, listen, it works. It works. I have no problem with Crux. I like their modules. They're the only company that makes the Dodge replacement. So, like, if you have a Dodge and you want to keep the factory high-res backup camera, you can buy their module, and it works fantastically. They make some nice stuff. They make some, but again, it's not the product, because the product works. And if the product works, bonus. If your instructions suck, then your product sucks. That's all. So, Dean is allergic to stupid. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I know. Anyways. So, good news is it works, so it's fantastic. We put the car in reverse, and it does its thing. Taped up all the wiring, got all that. So, there is room in the dash for the module, which is nice. So, the module's buried up in the dash, and we put a T-harness on the power for the camera so that we can just plug that in, because they just give you raw wires. Fernando's finishing up that. It comes with a nice little add-on tag camera, which is cool. So, we'll do one of these things. So it's like right there. Which brings us to another point. If you live in the state of Florida and you have a vanity trim around your license plate, and you cannot read the city, in this case, or county, which is Pinellas, and you can't read the top where it says myflorida.com, if you can't read those things on your license plate, you could get pulled over and get a $500 fine. If you have a piece of plastic that covers this license plate, like just a clear piece of plastic, a smoked piece of plastic, if anything is over the license plate, $500 fine. They just passed this law in October, and they're just starting to pull people over for it now. Even if you have something from the dealership when you bought the car that says the name of the dealership on it and is covering the county, or that doesn't even always say the county on it. Sometimes it says, like, have a nice day or something stupid like that. $500. Hey guys, want to come visit? We can go snow sledding. Mike, that's actually not a terrible idea. I would totally be down. I wouldn't like it, but I'd totally be down and have a good time. Internally, I'd be just miserable. But no, so Florida just passed this license plate law that can't have anything covering anything that has text on it at all on your license plate. And the reason why they did is because we have a lot of toll roads, and it's pay by plate. And so people are trying to do the whole little thingy, and, they have the license, nope, you're screwed. It's been like that in Arizona for a few years. I figure it's been like that in places like, more evolved. I don't have a problem with it. I mean, it's not the end of the world, but it is kind of weird. And so now the game that we play, do you do the same thing when you're driving down the road looking at people's license plates to go illegal?
No.
Oh, I do.
Really?
I totally do.
You are.
Yeah. So I took ours off on Sunday in the rain. Mm-hmm. I went and took Sue's, Haley's, and mine off because I was like, screw it. I don't even want a Haley. Sue was pissed. Why? She's got her license. She's got her lightning license thing around there, and she really likes it. So she was mad. What do you guys think about Amazon style radio, Alpine radio release? Wait, what? What do you think about the Amazon style Alpine radio release? I haven't seen this. I don't know what you mean. I'm curious though. Been that way in California for over a decade. Yeah. Can I pick up my Mazda? Yes, you can pick up your Mazda. We got it to work. Actually, we didn't do anything. We just let the car sit here and it fixed itself. Come through Israel and visit us at Morel Hi-Fi Factory. I would love to. That is so high on my bucket list. It's like, I would love to. You've no idea. I would be there. They were like, hey, we're going to... Yes, I would love to.
Yeah.
That's like dream. We have the same in Massachusetts. So, okay, I don't feel so bad now. Thank you guys for letting us know you have this stupid law too. I feel a lot better.
I think this is stupid though.
I think it's very stupid, but it's nice to know that we're following line with other states that have done it, and it's like we're a little late to the party, you know. So we're feeling like because we're Floridians. So I mean, you guys pick on us nonstop. I mean, they even have a freaking show called Florida Man. I mean, come on. Which don't get me wrong, it's deserved. And for those people, you know, I totally understand. I mean, we live it, so we know. But it's nice to know that, you know, we also have some
we're not alone.
Yeah, we're not alone. We also have some really bad speeding laws. Like if you're caught going over 100 mile an hour, that's immediately you get arrested. Like you could get up to 30 days in jail immediately. Like and if you're going 50 miles over the posted speed limit, it's the same thing. So like if you're in a 25 doing 75, doesn't matter. You're going to jail.
I mean, that's just like not normal though. Why would you want to go 75 on a 25?
Because you're in a Porsche 930 slant nose and you're trying out the new transmission and you're in the passenger seat going, let it rip, Bill, let it rip. And you're just hearing the tires going, shh, because they can't grip, and you're going as fast as you can down Salon.
I don't think the tires sound like that.
They did.
No.
Oh yeah, because they never made contact. We spun the fucking tires the whole way. Sorry about the F-bomb, my bad. We don't normally do that on here.
Wow.
But it was great. Dude, it was so cool. It was so cool. Yeah. Well, that's when Trigillis was working on this guy's slant nose. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't original. This guy had money. It's a crazy amount of money put into this thing. And he was the only one who knew how to drive it. The guy didn't even know how to drive it. He would have Bill drive him around in it.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was crazy. And so Bill was getting everything rebuilt for him. And we hadn't got the tires yet, but we just got the motor redone. Like, it was so cool. But, yeah.
I can drive everywhere.
Oh, yeah, you'd be fine. You'd be fine. You might end up in a ditch, but it'd be fun. Is it worth upgrading from the ARC Audio AS 3-way to the RS 3-way set?
Ooh, man.
Yes. Maybe.
Ooh.
Maybe try just the mid-bass. I don't know.
Ooh.
Listen, the 2 3/4, man, that thing is so sexy. Damn, it's so sexy. Like,
I would go tech support though.
I mean, you could ask Brian. You could call and ask Brian, or ask Brian or Brad,
yeah.
and trust me, they'll be totally on. They don't want you to just spend the money. So I would call Brian or Brad and see what they think. I would do the mid bass, maybe. I don't know if you have the power, but you gotta have the power. I mean,
you don't have power?
I have power. I'm not changing mine. I finally got mine to work the way I wanted them to. Oh, they're hammering now, man. Oh my god, it's so nice. Yeah. But those 2.5 sound so good. Oh my god. Last night, I was curious, and so I turned off my tweeters and ran my mid-range all the way up. I'm doing some fun stuff. I'm just having a good time with the DSP, and ran the mid-range all the way up just to see how good they sound. Oh, they sound so good. Mm-hmm. Now you can use your favorite license plate cam. Yes, our cam works fine. That's a nice thing. Yes, we were worried about it. California is the capital of laws for all the BS. 100%. That's why when California says something like, oh, we have that law, it's kind of a given. Like, you guys have all the dumb laws first. Hands down. It's totally cool. But yeah, see, we're in Florida, though, so you would think we wouldn't have these because we're kind of like rednecky, and we don't always do, you know, there's plenty of people here that don't sound like I do, and they go, hey y'all, let's blow some stuff up. and you go,
Whoa, you can say that.
I'm gonna leave. Oh, you sound like one of them people from the north. And you go, yeah. Hey, I agree. It's a stupid law. I'm with you. Yo, caught you. Open the box from this morning.
Yes.
Fantastic. All right, let me just bang through these real quick. Make sure I didn't miss nothing. Okay. Yes, we are. We'll put this dash back together in a minute. Okay, so we have 3 new Morel boxes. 2 of them look the same, and one of them is the subwoofer, which is called Kinetic.
Yeah. Because this one is...
Just set that in the seat. Or set it right there.
This one.
All right, those are the F-150s.
This is the most famous car in the world.
Yeah, the F-150. It's a Ford. Okay, so if you guys caught the video the other day when we put these in a Ford, we knew these were coming, but we made the brackets and put these in a Ford. So these are those 8-inch funky shallow things. But this is the plug-and-play version for the Ford. And if you remember our brackets, we had these same divots in there. And that is so that you can get a screw in there so that you can use your factory screw holes. Now, this is obviously available for every Ford, not just the F-150. And yes, this bracket is made out of aluminum. So now that 8-inch, this guy right here, this is the Ford model number, but the 8MW now comes in a plug-and-play kit for the Fords, and it's 100% plug and play. So there's the passive crossover. If you're going to go active, then you just simply remove this, plug it into here, because this is a jumper. You can unscrew this, take it off if you want, doesn't matter. So this is all self-contained mid-bass for the door, 8-inch mid-bass. And then the tweeter, this is a plug and play tweeter like no other. I mean, it is all the way. They've made the whole bottom plate just like the factory, so this just plugs right in. There's your capacitor, there's everything, snaps right into place. Booyah, baby. So nice and sexy. This is also if you don't have the snap in, so like some of the F-150s have the two screw hole option. So you got all that.
You have the new plug.
Yep.
There we go. This is
so
cool though.
For all you F-150 dudes out there, what's up, Austin? This is or just Ford in general.
Yeah.
Now it only comes in a 6x9, so there is no 6.5 plug and play for the rear. For that, you just have to do, something else as of right now. But this is only the 8-inch. So front speaker, front stage upgrade. This is it. This is the new F1. Yeah, this thing is magic. Okay. Now we have another one. There's actually 3 of these total right now, but we only have 2 of them because we're not cool. Oh, see that? Yep. So this comes with these 2 pieces of foam, which I know at some point I'm going to lose. I'm trying very hard not to. And inside of this one, that same 8-inch, but this bracket is for a Chevy Silverado / GMC. So it has now this is aluminum. This is the first time I've seen an aluminum Chevy bracket. So this is designed to go right in there. Uses that slide-in piece. It's all foamed up and looking good. You got the one screw that holds the thing in the top. There again, the same config on the passive crossover. You can go active, you can go passive, and of course, on the GM, the wire harness is inside the door, so this is going to plug in inside the door. There's also a pocket here for all the extra. So there is all the other harnesses that it could possibly be, which is really cool. There is a passive crossover, and that is for not a tweeter because this is a GMC, so it has a middler. This is Morel's brand new middler. It comes with a bracket all set ready to go to drop right into place. As you can see, it doesn't have terminals. That's what all those were for. So you can pick the one that corresponds with your car. This will drop right in. And there we go. So this is the 2.5-inch wideband. So this comes all set in the kit and ready to go. Now, the third one of these that we don't have, because they're not here yet in the US, is for Toyota. So I make a Toyota version of this as well. And the Toyota, I believe, also comes with this, and it'll have the bracket attached to it. So that is yet to come. There's our 3 brackets, our 3 harnesses. 3 harnesses,
GM2, 3, and 4.
So depending on what combination you need. So like if you look at this, that harness unclips. So if this is the wrong one, you just unclip it and use the right one. But it's all set and ready to go in the box. Total plug and play. Screw them in. You're all set and good to go. I'm gonna put these here because I know I'm gonna lose them at some point. Yeah, they tuck that underneath it.
You hear that? It's aluminum.
It's aluminum. All right, so these are the new plug and plays. So they finally come out. We've been talking about these for like 2 years, and it was well worth the wait once we saw that bracket. This is the new Kinetic KS104. It's a 4-ohm single voice coil. They make them in a 10 and a 12 and an 8, I believe. Yeah, they also have them in an 8. We asked for the 10 because we figured that would be the most common, and plus we wanted to test fit it in a lot of the Fox boxes because we know we're gonna have this. Now this is their new, what do we say? Stage 1, entry level, first step, price conscious, budget minded. Whatever. This is that woofer, okay? It's it's pretty cool. Big cover here.
4-ohm single.
Yep, vented pull piece, stitched foam surround, a poly cone, morel dust cap, raised letter, looks pretty sexy. Rubber all the way around. And this is glued in. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so this isn't a flip up deal. It goes all the way around.
Dude, and look at this.
Foam on the back.
Oh, see?
Dude, boom,
Explain.
boom. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome. A metal bracket. It is freaking cool. Mm-hmm. Yo. Do those go in BMWs under the front seat? No, they actually have the BMW speaker for underneath the front seat. It is not built off of this. It's a totally unique design. They have all the BMW stuff. They have the, which we've had on here before. But yes, they make all the plug and play for the BMW. It is
so for
not
that,
this
you
speaker.
have to go to morelhifi.com because there you're going to find the BMWs, the Ford, the Chevys, the new subwoofer, and more. So go to morelhifi.com. So you can pick up.
I was trying to take a screenshot.
Wow.
Because he was telling me the new Amazon's release model is a RF Alpine INEAW09S.
Alpine. I thought you said Pine.
Oh, Alpine. He said Alpine. So I want to check that out.
Check.
Well, knocking out of the parts.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. It's the middler to be sold separately. Yes, it is. As a matter of fact, all of it is sold separately with the exception of brackets. So you these right now are well, this comes with a component set. So this is sold with a but yeah, these are available on the I believe that is the number PWB 25.4. That one's the
Okay.
I broke it.
Jesus.
No, but yeah, are available on the. So realistically, you buy this set here for your F50, and if you have a Windows system, you can buy these a la carte to go up under the dash. They have the small units, so those will go in there without a whole bunch of modification, and then make your 3 set for the full.
Yeah.
The only thing you need is the for the front. Better on wires in that car. And you don't have to. You can on the radio, but no, you could convert this 3-way set to these. So, yes. Compete in competition with Falcon and talk with our line of speakers. Yes, I don't see why not. Of course. Fernando, where can we find out more about those? You already okay. I'm a little well and is using only Blackbird. Extremely well using a Blackbird set of RF speakers and 2 10s underneath the seat. So it's like 6 speakers off Blackbird. So he had a Nighthawk. First coming out, he was doing some beta with it, but he took it back out and just went to the Blackbird. So the Blackbird, 4 of the channels were powering the subs. The channels were powering the active front stage. If they're going to make dual voice in that, Really, probably not, because it doesn't make any sense. Most of the amplifiers that this is going to be off of are 2.0.
Yeah.
Necessarily 1.0. I feel you. I totally. And for some reason, it seems to be the process there. The high power subwoofers. That's kind of, and they're going to be wrong, but I'm seeing that a lot of guys are doing this on purpose because people buying these 1,000-watt amplifiers, mean that these not necessarily these, but some of these can handle that. That's the there. I think. I don't know. I can't put my finger on it because like boxes are all boxes, but all LX amplifiers do 1.0, and it's like we get 1 boxes, like. Yeah. Here you go. Yeah, now boom. Alpine. All right, I'm gonna put this down because I got stuff. I tried to just call the phone. I'm the old school pen because we know pen will always work.
No, over here.
E A W 09. Okay. Right. Mike said, if you take your Dean and they make every plug and play. It's true. It's true. He has an 50. Good afternoon, Brad. How are you? Brad and Brian here Monday, here physically on the show. We're going to do an audio recap video. That'll be the show today. And then next Saturday, not this Saturday, which is tomorrow. Next Saturday will be the last year, and we will have Jeff Smith in about whatever he
Jeff Smith.
Yeah. Pants in public is a law also. Wait, he has a law where you pants in public? I didn't know, so I don't be there because I go there. I get thrown out or I'll get arrested. Great. Cheap white box you buy from Amazon. They came in 9 and 0.1 Alpine out their own. Yeah. No, Alpine, that stuff exists overseas. We just see it here in the United States. Like Alpine style we had here in the United States about 8 years ago. We probably still have those in stock. Because here for trucks, it's like in Europe, did them for a lot of the like cars. Then in Asia, they still do well in Asia. Still have a bunch of out there that they're a bunch of them in Australia that they sell them here in the US anymore because they didn't well, and they didn't here because they didn't play on Android. So, and the guy in charge of that was Mook. And we don't need that stuff. We don't need their nav. We're gonna put our nav in it. Sucks. So yeah, it was a mistake. Are you going to set up subwoofers? 410s and tire well that beat the crap out of the car. It's pretty much just going to be a spare sub box. Probably not enough space with shallow mount R10s. I don't know. My fingers and hope for the best. Roll. I like answer. Yeah. I got a question, Jeff Smith. Okay. Well, Saturday. It's a no shirt, no shoes service. It doesn't do anything. Yeah. Okay. But pants. I mean, short is fine. It's over your nether region. You don't want to. No, cover your.
Well, yeah, of course.
It's gonna be % sealed. There's airspace to do, so it's gonna be sealed, which is fine. Like it's gonna be space. I have one. It's 10 or 12.
Oh?
Yeah.
It's a 10. No.
So I have one. So I have the video control series factory box, which is rolling in the trunk right now, and it's more than enough for me. Like wrong, I want to be really ready, but right now it is more than enough. I have it turned way down. But it really stupid. Like here the other we had Ernie was in here, and I was on it. He goes, "What you got in the thing?" And I was like, "Pop the truck." Damn. I mean, I'll be able to turn it up and make it sound, rattly. We have to stick the crap out of it. I haven't done that yet. So that'll be next. We have to add some sound treat where it's smacking. Trying to find, I haven't even started, but I know they make a trainer that has a peel and stick in it. And I'm looking for that because I don't want to stick a bunch of glue in it because I don't want it to stick. And if I find it, then I'll make my own because I have the 3M stick, but I just want to peel and stick the carpet. So, are you using any lithium? No. Why? Dude, it's super efficient, so I won't need any of that. I have it all in there. It's like, do anything. It's don't dim. I rail on it a lot. I think I'm supposed to see, how I can beat it up with it. That's the key.
Okay.
I mean, that wasn't my. Technically, it was my fault. It was mine, but yeah. Hey guys, have you full calc to K? Oh, the shallow. Wait, the X at shallow 10 inch for yet. I want to get them for my 2016 storage. Your opinion for an amplifier? They are 250 watts MS. I have 2. Are you gonna? Oh, I mean, 1,000 watts is probably worth be 8. So 8 to 11 watts is probably fine. I have some headroom. So no, they're low though. Keep them on low. So they sound really good. Just because they're shallows mean that they're gonna like an expensive woofer. Okay, so one full size woofer is usually better than a shallow for an location. So just keep that in mind. If you don't have to do shallow, you do shallow. Explain in dummy term for me. Basically, what in a term is listen to music on your phone or portable media device, and play one song. It's really loud, like this, and you the next song, and it's just normal. Like you're like, well, what the hell? You turn up it's really quiet, and make it power. It's headroom. In a nutshell, just power on demand. A little bit more power you need so that you don't have to press things. Yeah, that's about it. Just having more than you need. So, just because you're it's complicated. But if you have a 50 speaker and you put 50 watts to it, it's not going to see 50 watts. Like it only see 20 watts. If you put 7 watts to it, it's seeing 50 watts actually is probably better. And again, you say I have, for example, like the folk out to mids, and they say like they have 75 watts. We've never put 75 watts. Someone always 50, 200 watts because that's really what they need. So it's power there, so that the fire doesn't have to try to stress itself, try to make. So that like when say, hey, with 1,000 or 1,000 watt, 2,000 watts, and that's going to blow the sub. Blow the subs, never blow the sub. However, if you take that 1,000 watt, 2,000 watt, well, turning the gain up, stupid. Well, yeah, you're going to blow the shit over because you're going to be feeding it deep from the amplifier. We should constantly sending crap. Now, if you have a watt subwoofer and you put 1,000 watt in it, now you're going to say, oh, well, now you have headroom. No, now you can keep everything back, keep the gain down, and not really have to put up the boost. Everything just a little easier. But if you power there, and there, it's just kind of your easy things, like way around it.
Yeah.
It's enough power to get the job done with pressing everything. So you got to know that night you to work and you're all over, as opposed to didn't come into work enough sleep. You know time. So get an up. I have an up. Once the subwoofer in, there will be an up in there. Sure, 100. Not even a hobby. You're welcome. Oh yeah, I have an episode. Definitely. Now to the headroom thing. Matt was headroom. He was really. He didn't. It's one of those terms where there's like somebody might answer differently. So how do you like to set your 12 o'clock both up and depends. If I have a normal where I'm running the amount of signal, 12 o'clock effect is up. It is going to a factory scenario. I have to pull TA and look strictly see what is happening. Because at the point my episode has to start doing things that it might not see because the factory system have them I want to fill in holes. So anytime I get one off of a factory radio, look at it through a RTA. Put it in a system. I have a factory all aftermarket. If I just stick it to 12 and just ride out, go crazy, and then we have the ACR with the effect front. So, oh yeah, just go nuts. But yeah, are you going to run mini epicenter or regular size center? Okay, I don't have an answer yet because I'm working on something. So, depending on what happens here in a couple months, no problem. Mexican edition. Why not? That's actually a good one, but the Mexican one is from. They gave it to him, so that's good. Just put a pin right now. We'll know more in bit. Right now, I don't have an answer. We'll have one. Is the Bluetooth project on schedule to finish during your holiday or from social media? It is not. It's sitting right here in the box. It hasn't gone anywhere. Next to my 8-inch speakers put in an enclosure. But no, it hasn't. It has happened. The reason why I took 2 weeks off from social media at that time is of Christmas and all the crazy stuff going on. It's not because I have like time I want to spend it with things. It's just because there's so much other going on that I don't have time to. I don't have to go home and edit videos and stuff. I have closer Christmas party in the house for Christmas when everyone comes, and it just like a lot of planning stuff like that. The closer we get to Christmas, the more Haley gets Christmassy stuff she wants to do. Like at nighttime, she always wants to like go and drive through stations, look at their lights. We still do that stuff, and so I don't have time to do that and edit videos. So that's really why I took that time off. And then after Christmas, I'm just burnt out, so I need to go from work and just go to sleep. So that's why we don't do much. We do have a lot of doing, like right now we have dyno all peak because we want to do we have to have the amplifier. Jesus here. So hopefully we can film that until after the year, but we're trying to get it done. But luckily he's done. Next we have to figure out where we're gonna put him. I want to put him over here, so I'm gonna figure out how to move up around to get him here. Make Haley while you edit. Have you ever watched Life with Haley? No, she's cool like that, man. That's a good guy. Like she's about this stuff, people. You know, that's like, dude. Anybody that is a father of a knows that they take things serious, man. They play around with something. But it's like this is what needs to be. Do people still care about what dynos? I personally don't care about dyno. I think it's the silliest thing in the world, but yeah, I still do. I don't know. I just validate their numbers. So last amp dyno I did, the video was like a minute 60 seconds. Do people there do light with music? Yes. And those are, I love that stuff. I love it when they go enough to like, you get out of the car and like around their driveway. They've just like packed the thing with stuff. A couple people that do, it's like a trip, man. It's like hot car in their driveway. So much fun. We tried a convertible, and Sue complained all the time that I'm making sick. It's like, I'm just in the car in front of me. People are whack. Can't even else. Hey man, I'm getting Moscone 810 P and audio approximately guys. Do recommend it. Really is on the speaker, but again, it also you want AB class or they're both fantastic amplifiers. I mean, those two amplifiers we sell. So it really ask you a bunch of questions, and then I'm going to say that's your answer. So, those are the two options to everybody and decide between. We need an amp for efficiency, more impressive. Now, yeah, I would agree. You definitely need AP because, like, using voltmeter is really going to give us efficiency. We need an precision that can do a time test, show us voltage time, amperage structure over time, and whatnot. So it's a little harder and way more expensive. So at some point, get there, maybe I don't know. That would be cool. That would definitely be cool. They stopped walk night and Christmas. And, oh, it sucks. I love walks. Those are the best. Unless people are driving, in which case you draw. The one house, it's a big house driveway that you go, so you can park in the subdivision. No one driving around the subdivision. They drive subdivision. Like, so it would be to walk around. Now, will screw things out of their car, walk over there. What are you doing? Get back in the car. Just go like everybody else. 5 miles an hour. There's plenty. Oh, no, I want to get up there. Go up Grant. So cute. Oh, they have penguin. Oh, they have the pig. Oh, I love Christmas pig. Sit in your car. Go through it twice. Don't be stupid. Don't be stupid. There's one in there. The grill's already. It's the one, you know, 210. So it's already got the bit. Literally right there. Stick like it's so and hard. Get it hard. Your jail map, your efficiency. Not in the way I want to do it. I mean, sure, but I don't think so. It may be. I know Drew probably done that on the channel. I saw some of that stuff. It can't be as an audio person. No. There's no way. There's no. But I don't know. I'd be wrong. Humans. Drive nights. I like nights. I like here in Arizona. All this like it's like an airport that they created the whole thing. And which one? The air. That's the vents going. And this in place. Yeah. Gotta get it. Gotta get them all. I think we can be on this. Do like a 10 green screen. Cool. Channel's going Mustang. They've been on. They're on. We got on. Don't ever want to take it again. Probably will here at some point. People want speakers in it. Not probably for a while. Drive have a 2. Fine with like. I think there's here you're missing. Yeah, you gotta get this hole. That came on easier the second time I did the first. There might be one side, but there might. Those are the reasons why we take like weeks off. It's just because of silly like that. Fun. We might still Instagrams though. We're here and stuff. So. Oh, if we have free time over a couple weeks, I would probably not, but I'd probably gone showroom, the high end, because I ordered all of the shelving, the subwoofer that he wants to. So those on Monday, put all those. We have lighting like that. Really, wait 10 minutes of light. I don't get me wrong. I'm used to. I mean, we go to Disney time. It's an hour for a 35-second ride. Spend 5 seconds of life. Yeah. It's over. Right, Fernando?
What?
Being at Disney. It's like that. All right. Got to get him to. He's been to Disney. It's so funny. Florida has been to Disney in California. Disney here. Pretty nice. So I think the was on. That actually last. That goes on last. So pieces going because that for everything is on right before piece. I think. So the goes in next. Yep. Doing great. What's up, amigo? You're doing She's falling out. I know all kinds of people who near the but never foot in the put the rubber on. No, put this first. Is that on? Then now this goes. Beach. What do you? How do you? Beach.
Fine. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I mean,
I think it goes up. There you go. Every time you talk beach, you're we had to go to.
Yeah. I don't mind it. It's just fun. I'm not gonna go every day.
Okay. If you had the opportunity to at home, TV, soccer, or go.
I mean, like I said,
Pick
once in a
two.
while is fine. Not every.
I don't ever want
Yeah.
to. Trucks, full size, Dean and Fernando. This is true. Leave his hair alone. Oh, trust me, man. I'm right. Mine is. This view is fantastic. This view, not so much. I like hats. So he doesn't like hats. Frank, I too much. I see a wetsuit going the other. That was. But Brad does had some nice houses. We'll say that. I will love the view. I now sit like if I have I understand the whole house thing. I have a house and the waves. I'm gonna chill out. That stuff. Yeah, I'm down with that. That's like I like going to restaurants that are on the water. Oh, that's like some of the funnest stuff ever. I just don't necessarily go in the water. I really don't want to go. I don't want to play land. I don't know where the sun is. Ugh, it's terrible. It's pretty to look at. Like on the cruise, we were at 2 beaches. Never went in the water. Just went on a hike. Went on great hikes ever. No one the way I was. It was such a good. It was just bad humor. I got it. Oh no, it'd be fun, man. I'm down. I love water. Please. It's just one of those things like you can't like. For example, if we're out and it's accidentally we're going to the beach, yeah, okay, fine, playing the beach, but we're planning to stay. I just stay home and hang out in the pool. Even that's a this has jumped the as they say. End it there. Let's get on with your holidays are fast, so if you haven't picked out one, a new Christmas present, morels.com. As well as if you up your skills and you want home one cool trophy from Mobile Systems, one of the amazing Haley got one. She loved it. She got second place. If you're in that hot build class coming up, you're serious going, you can get you a discount. You can DM me and get you a discount code, or you can call and say, hey, I was watching the show and he said there's a discount pay, and so it is February 23rd, 26th, 4 days of hard building and learning. So if you're interested in that, head over to Mobile Solutions US, type in Mobile Solutions in your browser, be there. You too become awesome here, guys. Sue says, wifey says, your loved one what you want for Christmas, LOL. You guys have a good day.